Hey, everybody. You can tell I don't do these pre recorded things very much, so I'm used to doing a live stream. Um, but, and again, I'm going to have to adjust my camera just a little bit here. Um, I was hoping maybe you'd be able to see my new little girl, Zoe, um, my new basset hound. But she's laying in the dog bed over this way, so probably can't see her. But if she does get up, that'll be a bonus. So I thought, I'm getting ready to do a live here at 8 p.m. Eastern time, talking about summer camp slashers. That's coming up, but the reason why I called this and now for something completely different is because I'm not going to be talking about horror movies or a horror movie. I'm going to be talking about a television series and not a television horror anthology television series, but a television series nonetheless, and something that I grew up on. This television series started off in the late 80s, like 87, 88. I want to say it was 88. It was probably right around the time that Roseanne came out. And no, Roseanne is not the one I'm talking about. The one I want to talk about is The Wonder Years. And this was something, this box set here that has all of the seasons of the Wonder Years was something that I kind of wanted for a long time. And there were I think there were two different versions of this that look like a locker. This is not like a steel one or a metal one. I think there was one that was metal. But this is like, real heavy duty, like cardboard jobby type of thing. And I don't know how many of you that would be watching this have even seen one episode of The Wonder Years. My mom always disliked The Wonder Years because she didn't like Daniel Stern's narration in it. And believe it or not, Daniel Stern did not do the. I don't think he did the narration for the pilot, and I want to say I don't think they replaced the original narration with Daniel Stern, but I could be wrong. But yeah, mom always said that she did not like the narration and therefore didn't care much for the show. But I absolutely loved the show, and that was probably the start of me liking all things 1960s related. And this was a time frame that I'm most interested in as far as the 60s. Like you're talking getting into the late 60s. Um, the Vietnam War was still going on at that time. Uh, Woodstock would have been going on during the time period that the Wonder Years takes place, and all of that. And it deals, I feel like it deals with that time period perfectly. Some people might disagree with me on that, and that's okay. Um, I also think that uh, the dynamic of all the different actors and actresses um, that are in this show. Fred Savage, for instance, who plays Kevin Arnold, who's the main character that all of the action centralizes around pretty much. Um, and Danica McKellar, who plays Winnie Cooper, um, pretty much Kevin Arnold's love interest through on and off throughout the entire series. His best friend Paul Pfeiffer, um, and there are other people that in the series. For instance, Kevin's mom Norma, his dad Jack, um, Paul's mom and dad, Paul's little sister, Kevin's brother Wayne, and his sister Karen. Um, and that dynamic, that had to be one of the best shows as far as having such a great dynamic, characters that really, and actors and actresses that really played off of each other really well. So let's talk a little bit about this set, because that's kind of really what I wanted to get into. Um, and I would highly recommend this set. If you can get a hold of it now, reasonably priced, which I'm not really sure. This set actually came out in 2015, and I didn't get it right when it came out either. This was sometime later. It is all DVDs, but 20th Century Fox put it out in 2015. Um, but I actually didn't get it. Sadly, until just before, I think it was earlier in the month before my um, first Basset Hound, Sam, passed away. He'd been sick on and off, and he was actually feeling a little bit better around the time I got this series in. And so I think that probably would have been 2017 or so. So I got it, I guess, a good 2 years after its release. But you have the outer box that looks like a school locker. And then the seasons are actually comprised of two of these little, look like albums, or they're shaped kind of like, binders that you would have in school, that you'd have your notebook paper and folders and all that stuff in it. But if you open it up, you can see you have a little, like a little journal type of book that says the Wonder Years seasons 1, 2, and 3, 1988 to 1990. So, and you also have the titles of the episodes that look like they're written on notebook paper. And there's also things that tie in with the show. For instance, Norcom there, sorry for the glare, is where Jack, Kevin's dad, works. You can see Kiss, you can see Kevin and Winnie Forever. You see a peace sign. It looks like somebody's done some math. They've drawn a little stick figure. There's the female reproductive system down there that their gym teacher. That's exactly how he draws it too when they've got the sex ed class. And you've also, which I think is always cool, when you can see when the original air date was for each of these episodes. For instance, the pilot was January 31st, 1988. But if you kind of go through this, you will see different things. There's something that says the monkeys. Contacts are for snobs. What else have we got here? Beam Me Up, Scotty, which is a reference to Star Trek. Kevin also had a crush on his teacher, Miss White, for several episodes. You can see Miss White's name is written there with some little hearts. Lisa Berlini was a girl that Kevin had his eye on at one time. And there's also bonus features on these, some of these discs too. For instance, season 1, disc 2 has bonus features. A Wonderful Day, highlights from the Wonder Years cast reunion, May 28, 2014 in Los Angeles, California. A featurette with a little help from my friends, the early days of the Wonder Years. Interviews with Neil Marlins and Carol Black, who were the creators. Fred Savage, who played Kevin, Danica McKellar, who played Winnie, and Josh Saviano, who played Paul Pfeiffer. There's also something that says, I'm a believer, I couldn't leave her if I tried, which is a line from a Monkey song. Okay. Um, so if we keep turning the pages, of course, we get more stuff here. There's peace and peace signs. I think I love you, wild thing. There's some flowers drawn on there. Weezer and Puffy, which are hamsters, I believe, in I think the Hiroshima Mon Frere episode. Then let's see if we turn another page here. We get Harper's Woods, which is the woods near where the kids live. You can see KA and WC and PP for Kevin Arnold, Winnie Cooper, and Paul Pfeiffer. Summer of Love, 69 Camaro. There's a football there. Some equations, it looks like. So on Disc 4, Season 2, Disc 4, you have more bonus features. You have School Days Roundtable with Danica McKellar, Fred Savage, and Josh Saviano. Featurette, The Times They Are a Change in the Era. Interviews with Daniel Stern, who was the narrator, Dan Laria, who played Jack Arnold, and Allie Mills, who played Norma Arnold. So again, we continue to turn the pages through here. There is Buster, the dog, the beagle puppy that Kevin's grandfather gives to him. You Rock. There's a guitar. The Who. It's like a little tree there. Wildcats baseball. Arnold number 4. You're Out. And the Wildcats were the team mascot, I guess, for Kevin's school. And then if we turn, this is the final ones of this little binder. Happy Birthday, Karen, Kevin and Winnie Forever. And then once again, we have on Season 3, Disc 4, we have some more bonus features. Hall Pass Roundtable with Danica McKellar, Fred Savage, and Josh Saviano. Featurette, A Family Affair at Home with the Arnolds. Interviews with Olivia Diabo, who played Karen. Jason Hervey, who played Wayne. Danica McKellar, who played Winnie. And Crystal McKellar, who is Danica McKellar's sister in real life, who played Becky Slater in the Wonder Years. Then there's also a bonus disc. 16 years later, the Wonder Years cast reunion, May 28, 2014, Los Angeles, California. Pilot episode outtakes The First Kiss with commentary by Danica McKellar and Fred Savage. Featurette, When a Man Loves a Woman, Kevin and Winnie Forever. Interviews Neil Marlins and Carol Black, the creators, Dan Laria, Jack Arnold, and Allie Mills, Norma Arnold. So that's the first little binder here. So if we take out the second one, this one's a lot more colorful. You got those typical late 60s little flower power flowers. It says the Wonder Years seasons 4 through 6. And again, let me put this one back in here so we'll have a little more space here. Again, if we open this, and I didn't really show you the other little notebook or looks like journal. This thing's really dusty too. There we go. The Wonder Years seasons 4, 5, and 6. And this is more detailed about the different episodes. And as you can see, I was talking about Buster. It says the real Buster and Bruiser, his puppy double. because, as you know, the dog has to grow up pretty quickly in an episode. Uh, so they did have to have a younger dog be the puppy. So let me, sorry to waste time doing this, but when you take these things out, you go, well, maybe I'll just wait to do that. But again, the inside is basically the same as the other binder. Only again, this has more of those flower power flowers. It also gives the titles and the original air dates of the episodes. Um, if you look again, you have like Becky's past. That is when Becky Slater and Kevin ran against each other for class president or something like that. She had somebody put like elect the pig, Kevin Arnold. She had people put the pig over his little little signs that he had up. Um, Who's Aunt Rose? That's a question that comes up in one of the episodes. This other side, you have like King Kong, Namath number 12, warning, do not cross, do not touch. You also have Butthead, which is what Kevin calls, or not Kevin, but what Wayne calls Kevin all the time. You also have class of 1971, because not only did this cover the 60s, but it did cover the early 70s as well. Late 60s, early 70s, which was another, great time period in my opinion. You see Kennedy Wildcats, class of 71, McKinley High School, Denise DeGrease and Calvin Arnold, because that's what Denise DeGrease called him. Kevin and Sandy, or Wayne, Kevin, and Sandy. And you would have to see that episode to know what that is all about. On season 4, disc 4, you have bonus features. Feature at ABC, Teachers That Made a Difference, interviews, Fred Savage, Kevin Arnold, Robert Picardo, who played Coach Cutlip, Ben Stein, who played Mr. Cantwell, Wendell Meldrum, Miss White, Mrs. Heimer. So again, if you turn the page, you've got Private Butthead, Report for Duty. That is an episode where Wayne considers enlisting in the Army. There's the spring formal there, more flower power flowers as well. Let's Double Date. If we go to season 5, disc 4, there are bonus features. That's a wrap. Mark B. Perry's Farewell, Set Tour, season 5. Featurette, Will You Love Me Tomorrow? The Wonder Years Love Stories, interviews with Olivia Diabo, Karen, and David Schwimmer, Michael, who Karen ended up getting married to during this season. Hence, the just married thing down there at the bottom. Also, McKinley Student Council election, 72 vote. You also see a little heart with Wayne and Bonnie, who Bonnie was one of Wayne's rather serious girlfriends. Then we have Happy New Year. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones, the Incredible Hulk Arnold, because Kevin actually joins the wrestling team. And you would see SATs, Jeff, 540 verbal, 580 math. Kevin, 650 verbal, 590 math. And Winnie, 725 verbal, 757 math. And there is a whole episode about the SATs. Now, season 6 was the final season of the Wonder Years. So season 6, disc 4 has some bonus features on it. 1 hour ABC broadcast of the series finale, featurette at last, the final episode. Interview Bob Brush, executive producer, from the vault, Allie Mills and Bob Brush letters. And by the way, that picture down there is Bob Brush. So there is the reunion there. I don't know if you can see that picture real well. Try to get zoomed in a little bit. And you can see Danica McKellar and Fred Savage. I believe Allie Mills is there. I think Josh Saviano is there. And Jason Hervey that plays Wayne. And I think Olivia Diabo was on the end, who played Karen there. So also, there is a second bonus disc in this series. Actually, there are 3 bonus discs on this, with a total of 4 bonus discs between these 2 binders here. So bonus disc 2 has Have a Neat Summer, the Wonder Years cast reunion, May 28, 2014 in Los Angeles, California. Featurette, My Generation, The Kids Grow Up. Interviews with Josh Saviano, Paul Pfeiffer, Jason Hervey, Wayne Arnold, David M. Stern, writer and producer, and Bruce Nachbar, producer. So we have yet more pictures, including pictures from the cast reunion. There you go. There's Daniel Stern there, too, by the way, with a full beard there. Bonus disc 3 has featurette Bookends, Kevin and Paul. Featurette Both Sides Now, the music that made the moment. Interviews with Seth Green, who played Jimmy Donnelly in one of the later episodes. Ken Topolsky, producer. W.G. Snuffy Walden, composer. David Being Cooley, TV critic. Michael Denner, director. And bonus disc 4 has a featurette, I Love You for Sentimental Reasons, fan favorite episodes, and interviews with Daniel Stern, the narrator, Mahala McKellar, Danica and Crystal's mom, Skip Cook, key grip, Alicia Alexander, location manager, and Mark B. Perry, writer and producer. So, as you can see, this is a pretty packed set. And if I'm remembering correctly, when I got it, it was probably either around $100 or just a little over $100. I got this from Amazon. I'm not even sure if they would have any left. So if you really wanted to get one and didn't get in on the original release, I would say eBay might be your best bet, but the prices might be kind of steep. But if you're a huge Wonder Years fan like I am, anything outside of, like, I'm talking really outrageous costs, would be worth it. Steve thought I'd flip my lid when I got this series, but you're talking about, again, about a series that I grew up watching. That was my generation of TV watching, was the Wonder Years and TGI Fridays and Roseanne and all of that type of stuff. And that, I think, is why I want to gravitate towards those shows when I want to get everything that came out. Now, I have other shows that I don't have every season. So you can kind of, if you were to look at my TV seasons that I have, you could very well look at them and probably figure out which ones were my favorites back then. Because I make sure I get every one of the seasons. I have all the seasons of Tales from the Crypt. I have all the seasons of Roseanne. I have all the seasons of Wonder Years. Just different things like that. And then there are some that I would love to have all the seasons, I just haven't been able to acquire them just yet. Um, I have all the seasons of Full House. I have all the seasons of Family Ties. I think I have all the seasons of Married with Children, which was, you know, might have be considered a little bit later than some of these. But I also like that one as well. So I've been on here for about 25 minutes talking about the Wonder Years, but I don't think that this is something that I've ever really talked about on, I know I haven't talked about it on streams, and I don't think I've ever done a video on it. So I definitely wanted to share this with all of you guys. And hopefully there'll be some fans of Wonder Years out there that'll watch this and say, "Hey, that's pretty cool. I might see if I can pick that up." Or if you already own it, hey, I might pull that sucker back out and start watching those episodes again, which is what I've seriously been thinking about doing. And watching those extras too, because they are really cool. So, anyway, I'm going to be soon putting this on YouTube. I'll be uploading it to YouTube. I've got a few minutes, a little over 10 minutes, close to 20 minutes before I start my live stream. So I may do that. But I want to thank everybody for watching this. And I hope you enjoyed it. And it was good to do something a little different, not horror related. Um, and I hope you guys check it out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye bye.